For nearly 2 decades, Mark Harmon has been the steady anchor, the man in charge, the irreplaceable special agent Leroy Jethro Gibbs. A cool-headed boss with a piercing stare and a mysterious past, he became a mainstay in the entertainment world. But this year has brought some eyebrow-raising changes for Harmon, and it's fair to say it hasn't been the smoothest ride for him. In this video, we'll uncover everything you didn't know but need to know about Harmon's epic journey and the latest updates that have everyone wondering. Mark Harmon's journey to stardom is one of those classic tales that seems almost serendipitous. It all started back in the 1970s when he made a bold leap from a secure career in business into the unpredictable world of acting. His first taste of the spotlight didn't come on a grand stage or film set but in a quirky little commercial for Kellogg's Product 19 cereal, where he shared screen time with his father. However, it wasn't just luck that got him there. His sister, Kristen, played an important role in his early career by leveraging her connections to help him snag his first acting gig in an episode of Oz's Girls. That initial opportunity set off a chain reaction, opening doors for Harmon to guest star in well-loved shows like Adam, 12, Policewoman, and Emergency. In 1975. You have to wonder what was going through his mind as he made those appearances. Did he ever imagine just how far he would go? After years in the spotlight, Mark Harmon's life seems to have taken a troubling turn, leaving fans anxious about what might really be going on. Is there more to the story than we realize? From health concerns to unexpected career shifts, the news isn't what anyone expected. Watch until the end because what's happening with Mark right now is both unexpected and heartbreaking. As Harmon's career progressed, his talent began to shine more brightly, eventually earning him an Emmy nomination for his compelling performance in the TV movie Eleanor and Franklin, The White House Years. It's fascinating how one role can catapult an actor into a whole new realm of recognition. With that momentum, he landed roles in notable miniseries like Centennial and took on supporting parts in films such as Comes a Horseman and Beyond the Poseidon Adventure. Each project seemed to add another brick to the foundation of his burgeoning career, leading him closer to something monumental. Then, in 2003, everything changed when he was cast as Special Agent Leroy Jethro Gibbs in the groundbreaking series NCIS. Isn't it interesting how often an actor's big break comes when they least expect it? This particular opportunity arose after JAG and NCIS creator Donald P. Bellisario saw Harmon's compelling performance as Secret Service agent Simon Donovan in The West Wing. It was almost as if fate intervened, nudging Bellisario to invite Harmon to guest star in a couple of JAG episodes where Gibbs was first introduced. Did Harmon have any idea at that moment that he was stepping into a role that would become iconic? Most likely not. Portraying Gibbs, however, wasn't just a walk in the park, it came with its own set of challenges. Harmon had to navigate the intricate layers of Gibbs' character, balancing his tough, no-nonsense exterior with the deep-seated compassion and dedication to justice that lay beneath. How do you even begin to embody such complexity? Harmon understood that he had to add depth to a character who was pivotal not just for the show but also for its dedicated fan base. His previous experiences in law enforcement roles undoubtedly helped him grasp the nuances of a seasoned NCIS agent. However, Gibbs' tragic backstory, marked by the loss of his wife and child, added an emotional weight that Harmon had to convey convincingly. How does one tap into such profound sorrow and still maintain the tough exterior that fans had come to expect? Despite these challenges, Harmon's portrayal resonated with audiences. His commitment and authenticity helped turn NCIS into a cultural phenomenon. Isn't it remarkable how an actor can shape a character and, in doing so, alter the course of a show and even their own career? Through highs and lows, Harmon's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance, talent, and a touch of serendipity, reminding us that the path to success is often anything but straightforward. After years of stability and success, things have suddenly taken a troubling turn for Mark Harmon. What could be behind these new challenges, and how is he handling them all? This isn't the story anyone expected. Just another headline, it's a deeper look into the life of an actor who has meant so much to his fans. Make sure to watch until the end because the details emerging about Harmon's current situation are truly eye-opening. Over the course of 19 seasons, Leroy Jethro Gibbs transformed from a stoic and reserved leader into one of the most nuanced characters in television history. One can only imagine how challenging it must be to evolve while under the constant scrutiny of millions of fans. Initially, Gibbs appeared to be a straightforward figure embodying the strong silent type many might recognize. It wasn't until the third season that the tragic backstory of his first wife Shannon and their daughter Kelly was revealed. This moment didn't just add depth to Gibbs' character, it helped explain his often guarded demeanor, inviting audiences to ponder the question, how does one cope with such immense loss and still function in a high-stakes environment like NCIS? As the seasons continued, Gibbs' relationships with his team became a focal point, showcasing his ability to mentor and guide those around him. His evolution into a father figure for many, especially agents like Tony DiNozzo and Ziva David, along with forensic specialist Abby Sayuto, created a familial atmosphere within the team. It's fascinating to consider how a simple gesture like his iconic head slap, originally a playful reprimand for DiNozzo, became a hallmark of his character. What other little quirks did define a person and their relationships over time? Key storylines further enriched Gibbs' character arc, particularly the revelation of his family's tragic loss and his subsequent thirst for revenge against the killer Pedro Hernandez. Imagine carrying a secret like that for years, only to have it accidentally revealed when Abby stumbled upon evidence linking Gibbs to Hernandez's death. How would that weigh on one's conscience? This kind of emotional baggage makes Gibbs relatable as he grapples with guilt and a thirst for justice, a struggle many people face, albeit in different forms. Gibbs' struggle with his past and the rules he lived by, crafted in honor of Shannon, became fundamental to his character and leadership style. But as time passed, he learned that it's sometimes okay to bend or even break those rules. Isn't that a refreshing perspective? Growth often requires adaptability, and Gibbs showcased that beautifully. His interactions with the rest of the NCIS team were equally crucial to his development. The mentor-mentee relationship with Tony DiNozzo blossomed into a deeply rooted, almost familial bond. What makes a mentor-mentee relationship special? Gibbs and Tony's connection exemplified mutual respect, trust, and growth, resonating with many viewers. With Abby, the connection was uniquely special. Their moments of communicating in sign language showed a level of understanding and affection that transcended mere professionalism. Gibbs treated her almost like a daughter, adding another layer to his already complex character. As new agents joined, like Timothy McGee and Ziva David, Gibbs adapted his leadership style, proving he wasn't just a rigid enforcer of rules but a dynamic leader capable of nurturing growth. How often do we see characters who refuse to adapt? Gibbs' ability to evolve while maintaining his core principles speaks to his strength. Behind the scenes, however, tensions began to surface on the NCIS set. Mark Harmon and Paulie Perrette, though beloved by fans for their on-screen chemistry, encountered difficulties off-camera. One particular incident stirred the pot, a mishap involving Harmon's dog, which apparently became a bit too enthusiastic and ended up biting a crew member. Mark Harmon's departure from NCIS came after nearly 2 decades as the beloved special agent Leroy Jethro Gibbs, a role that required dedication and a demanding schedule that took a toll, especially as he approached 70. Playing the same character for that long, facing grueling production days that could last up to 22 hours in the show's early seasons, led Harmon to consider stepping back. Understandably, fatigue played a significant role in his decision. After years of pouring himself into Gibbs, Harmon felt it was time to prioritize his personal life, especially with family. He had hinted at leaving around seasons 15 or 16, but his loyalty to the cast and crew, whom he viewed as family, kept him on the show longer than he intended. As Harmon weighed his departure, discussions with CBS and the show's producers were necessary to ensure a smooth transition into the next season. Harmon agreed to appear in a limited number of episodes, providing a transition period that reassured the network and fans. It was like handing off the baton in a relay, making sure the next runner was ready. CBS Entertainment President Kelly Cole even hinted that the door would remain open for Harmon to return. Gibbs' exit storyline was crafted with care, giving fans and the character meaningful closure. In Season 19, Episode 4, titled Great Wide Open, Gibbs decided to stay in Alaska after solving a case, finding peace away from the high-stakes NCIS world. Harmon felt this was a fitting and genuine end for Gibbs, reflecting the character's growth and his own journey. Harmon's influence on NCIS extended far beyond his on-screen role. As both lead actor and executive producer since 2008, he wore two hats, balancing the demands of production and creative direction. This dual role gave him considerable sway over the show's direction, sometimes resulting in creative clashes with directors and writers. Though Harmon was seen as a consummate professional, some crew members felt that communication could be improved. When creative minds don't align, frustrations are bound to surface, making it a challenge to keep everything running smoothly on set. Nonetheless, despite high tensions, cast members like Sean Murray, Timothy McGee, and Brian Dietzen, Jimmy Palmer, praised Harmon for his supportive leadership. Even as he managed both production and his acting responsibilities, he maintained a positive environment, striving to help everyone thrive. The ripple effect of Harmon's departure from NCIS was significant, especially in terms of the show's budget and creative structure. For nearly 2 decades, Harmon was not only the face of NCIS but also its heartbeat. With his departure, the financial structure of the show had to be re-evaluated. Harmon reportedly earned over $500,000 per episode, a substantial chunk of the budget. Without this high salary to cover, producers were left to figure out how to maintain quality and viewer engagement while keeping costs manageable. Harmon's exit also led to a creative shift as the production team worked hard to develop new storylines to fill the void. It wasn't just about replacing a character, it required an immense amount of creativity and resourcefulness to keep the show fresh and engaging. The transition was challenging, but thanks to NCIS's long-standing popularity and a strong ensemble cast, the show managed to weather the changes. The decision-making process behind Harmon's contracts reflected his loyalty and dedication to the show. In the early seasons, he and his co-stars put in long hours to establish NCIS as a must-watch show, showing real commitment. As the show gained popularity, Harmon's bargaining power grew, allowing him to command higher salaries. By the later seasons, Harmon was one of the highest-paid actors on television, earning over $500,000 per episode, a testament to his value to the franchise. His executive producer role, starting in 2008, further solidified his position and gave him a vested interest in NCIS's success. When the time came to leave, his final contract negotiation centered on ensuring the show's renewal for season 19, with Harmon agreeing to appear in a limited number of episodes as a way to help the series transition forward. Talk about playing your cards right. This strategy allowed for a gradual transition, easing both the cast and crew into a version of NCIS without Gibbs while maintaining financial stability during such a significant change. It's a fascinating mix of strategy and showmanship. Who knew the world of television could be so intricate? In the end, Harmon's exit was more than just a casting change. It was a turning point that challenged the show's creators to innovate and adapt. Mark Harmon has always been a fan favorite, but recent developments are making fans wonder what's really going on with him. From setbacks to personal challenges, his journey is taking a surprising turn. What's causing all this concern, and how will it affect his future? Don't miss a second of this video because the full story behind Mark Harmon's struggles will leave you with more questions than answers. When Mark Harmon announced his departure from NCIS, social media erupted like a volcanic explosion of emotions. It was like hearing a friend announce they were moving away after years of living next door. Fans flocked to platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to share their mixed feelings about the future of Gibbs and their beloved show. Some viewers, filled with nostalgia and gratitude, expressed their appreciation for Harmon's nearly 2-decade-long contribution to the series. Decade-long dedication to the series acknowledges the grueling schedule Mark Harmon maintained. As news spread, it became clear that Harmon's departure would have a noticeable ripple effect on NCIS viewership. While the show boasts a loyal fan base, some fans voiced their intentions to stop watching altogether without Gibbs at the helm. One fan even declared their loyalty, saying, "If Gibbs is gone, so am I." They added, "I'm a big fan of McGee and enjoyed watching his character grow over the years, but Gibbs is NCIS." How many of us have felt that way when our favorite characters leave a show? This sentiment resonated across social media as numerous fans echoed similar thoughts, lamenting that the show wouldn't feel the same without Harmon's iconic character. Tributes and farewell messages flooded in like a heartfelt tribute album. Fans took to social media to express their gratitude for Mark Harmon's portrayal of Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Many shared their appreciation for his 18-year commitment. Yet amid the sadness, a glimmer of hope shone through. Some fans held on to the possibility of Gibbs returning, as the show's producers left the door open for future appearances. It's like saying goodbye to a friend but knowing there's a chance they might pop in for a surprise visit. As the series moves forward without its longtime lead, viewers are adjusting to the change, and surprisingly, some are even warming up to new characters like Gary Cole's Agent Parker. Isn't it fascinating how shows can evolve while still keeping the essence that drew us in from the beginning? The ongoing success of NCIS even after Harmon's exit is a testament to its enduring appeal and ability to adapt. Sure, the loss of Gibbs is monumental, but the show has proven that it can keep the flame alive, much like a cozy fire that continues to burn brightly even when the logs change. Fans may be heartbroken, but they remain hopeful, showing that the love for NCIS runs deep. It's more than just a show, it's a connection that has lasted for years, evolving with its audience and finding ways to adapt while staying true to its roots. As we look to the future of NCIS, one can't help but wonder, what will the next chapter hold for the beloved franchise? Will new characters capture our hearts just as Gibbs once did? The answers remain to be seen, but one thing is for sure, the legacy of Mark Harmon will forever be a cherished part of NCIS history. Throughout his career, Mark Harmon has encountered a series of personal challenges that have truly put his resilience and character to the test. One of the most notable episodes came in 1987 when he found himself caught in a very public and bitter custody dispute over his nephew, Sam. Imagine being in his shoes, watching his sister Kristen struggle with substance abuse issues. It must have been heartbreaking to witness, right? Driven by concern and a deep sense of responsibility, Harmon made the incredibly difficult decision to file for custody of Sam. This choice didn't come without consequences, it essentially split the Harmon family right down the middle. Mark, alongside his other sister Kelly and their parents, stood on one side, while Kristen found herself isolated on the other. Ultimately, after grappling with the family turmoil, Harmon chose to drop the custody suit, hoping to bring an end to the conflict and restore some semblance of peace within the family. Fast forward to 1996, and Harmon's bravery came to the forefront in a completely different way. He found himself in a situation straight out of a movie, rescuing two teenagers trapped in a Jeep that had been involved in a terrible accident near his home. Imagine the adrenaline pumping through him as he wielded a 12-pound sledgehammer to break the windshield. It was a heroic act that probably left many in awe, especially considering that the vehicle was on the brink of exploding. The Los Angeles Fire Department even praised his actions, with spokesman Brian Humphrey declaring that the teens truly owed their lives to Harmon's quick thinking and courage. Yet what's so striking about this incident is how Harmon downplayed his role in it. In a 2013 interview, he humbly remarked, "I won't take credit for it because if the car explodes and I'm there next to the car, then you're talking about two young boys who don't have a father." Isn't it refreshing to see someone so accomplished yet so grounded? But it's not just in his personal life where Harmon has faced challenges. Professionally, he's had his fair share of hurdles as well. In 2007, tensions arose when he clashed with NCIS creator Donald P. Bellisario over how the show was being managed. Harmon voiced his concerns to the network, and as a result, Bellisario was replaced, leading to the introduction of a new showrunner. Reflecting on these significant changes, Harmon shared with USA Today, "This is a hard enough thing to do when everything is going right. We've made changes, and we're better organized now." It's fascinating how he turned a difficult situation into an opportunity for improvement, showing his commitment not just to his role but to the entire production. These various experiences have undoubtedly shaped Harmon's outlook on life and work. He frequently emphasizes the importance of finding strength in adversity and the value of maintaining a learning mindset, especially when faced with challenges. As he approaches his mid-70s, it's inspiring to see how Harmon continues to navigate the roller coaster of a long-standing career in Hollywood, all the while keeping a low profile and prioritizing his family life above the glitz and glamour. Despite his departure from NCIS in 2021, Mark Harmon is still making quite a splash in the entertainment industry, and it's interesting to see how he's navigating this new chapter. Even though things aren't looking good for Mark Harmon in 2024, he has found new ways to stay connected to the franchise that catapulted him into the limelight. Can you imagine being a part of something so iconic that even when you step back, the love and appreciation from fans never truly fade? Harmon is set to return to the NCIS universe, but this time in a different role, which is very exciting for fans of the long-running series. In a thrilling turn of events, Harmon is stepping into the role of narrator and executive producer for the upcoming spin-off series, NCIS Origins, which premiered on October 14, 2024, on CBS. This prequel is particularly special because it's going to delve deep into the backstory of Leroy Jethro Gibbs, the character that made Harmon a household name. Imagine getting to explore the early years of such a beloved character. It's like a backstage pass to the life of Gibbs as a young agent, which fans are bound to find fascinating. The story kicks off in 1991, shortly after the tragic loss of Gibbs' wife and child, setting the stage for a grittier, edgier take on the NCIS world that audiences know and love. While it's a bit disappointing that Harmon won't be making regular appearances on screen, he isn't completely stepping away from the action. He has a special cameo lined up for the show's debut episode. Co-showrunner David J. North even confirmed that new footage of Harmon was filmed specifically for this prequel. However, all the exciting details about his cameo are being kept tightly under wraps. Isn't that just the kind of suspense that keeps you on the edge of your seat? The series is set to star Austin Stoll as the young Gibbs, which should be fascinating in its own right. In a touching twist, Harmon's son, Sean Harmon, will serve as an executive producer alongside his father. How heartwarming is it to see a family legacy coming to life in such a dynamic way? But wait, there's more. Harmon isn't stopping with NCIS Origins, he's also ventured into the literary world. Back in November 2023, he co-authored a book titled Ghosts of Honolulu, a Japanese-American spy hunter, and the untold story of Pearl Harbor, with NCIS technical advisor Leon Carroll Jr. This isn't just any book, it's a historical account inspired by their experiences on NCIS, exploring the intriguing world of Japanese and American intelligence agents during World War II. It's amazing to see Harmon broadening his horizons while still honoring the legacy of his work on NCIS, isn't it? Although 2024 might not seem promising for Mark Harmon on screen, he remains open to future possibilities within the NCIS franchise. Even with his limited on-screen presence, his behind-the-scenes involvement speaks to his lasting influence on the series he helped build. As fans eagerly anticipate NCIS Origins and Harmon's new literary venture, one can't help but wonder what other surprises this talented actor may have in store. In the entertainment industry, possibilities are endless, and with someone as innovative as Mark Harmon, who knows what exciting paths he might explore next. With that, we've reached the end of this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe to MMA Printables for more content. For more thrilling stories, click on the next video that pops up on your screen.